Love and romance are always a risk, but it's nice to know that you're on the same page as someone. When you start dating a new guy, there's a lot you don't know. It can be especially hard when you are confused about how this guy feels. Is he wishy-washy on his feelings for you? And if so, what can you do? Let's go through the signs that show this guy is confused about his feelings, and then we'll discuss the number one technique you can use to get him to officially commit. Let's get started. Number 1. He's on fire 1 minute and ice cold the next. One of the strongest signs a guy is unsure of his feelings for you is that he burns red hot one day and is ice cold the next. You feel on top of the world when he's romancing you and into it, and you feel in the depths of depression when he becomes distant and removed. The reason he's acting so weird is that he himself is not sure how he feels about you. He may love some things about you and find other aspects of you unattractive or off-putting. Number 2. Chats with him are unpredictable and random. When a guy is unsure how he feels about you, it's reflected in how he talks to you. Whether it's by text and phone calls or in person, he is either fully switched on and into it or vague, detached and emotionally absent. It's highly confusing for you, clearly, and it's because he himself is confused. He's attracted to you, but also pulling away for his own reasons. He may even zombie you, where he ghosts you on a date or two, and then shows back up like nothing happened. Number 3. He's recently been through a bad breakup and is still shook. One of the biggest signs a guy is unsure of his feelings for you is that he's preoccupied about the end of a past relationship. He may seem moody, worried and sad and admit that it's because of his ex. Or you may even catch him scrolling through her photos on his phone. Even if your guy doesn't admit that his moodiness is due to his ex, just think about how long ago he broke up. If it's fairly recent, then there's a good chance it's still weighing on his mind. Number 4. He avoids talking about the future with you. The future might as well be the radioactive exclusion zone around Chernobyl, because this uncertain guy avoids it completely. He won't even go near it and gets all flushed in the face and weird when the topic comes up in any way. If he was sure about you, then the future would excite and intrigue him. But he's not sure about you, so it freaks him out and makes him sweat. Even going on a trip 6 months from now makes him squirm. Not good. Number 5. He's emotionally disconnected from you. Guys are famous for being lacking in the emotional expressiveness department. But the truth is that a guy who's sure about how he feels about you will genuinely succeed in at least being fairly affectionate and intimate. There will likely be some highlights and times of close connection, depending on how long you've been dating. But overall, you may feel a real lack of emotional connection. No matter what you put in and how you open up, this guy remains unattached and seemingly uninvested emotionally. It's an uphill climb. Number 6. He seems really into spending time together then ghosts you or cancels. This is closely related to him blowing hot and cold. 1 week he's totally into you, the next week he's mystical and has no time to even text back. In his up phase he's meeting you on time and asking you out on wonderful dates, then this turns him into standing you up or cancelling at the last minute. It sucks, and it's definitely one of those clear signs a guy is unsure of his feelings for you. Number 7. He's fighting his feelings for you because love scares him. Sometimes a guy is sure about how he feels about you, but he doesn't like it. Who doesn't like falling in love? Well, a guy who's been burned by love or had it turn out in a disappointing, confusing, and hurtful ways, that's who. If this fits his profile, then he may well be doing all he can to slam the doors of his heart shut on love. So you'll see his feelings peak out and then suddenly vanish. Now that you've been through the signs and you've confirmed that this guy is confused about his feelings for you, what can you do? The most powerful thing you can do is trigger his hero instinct. For him to take action and be with you officially, then he has to feel like your provider and protector for you, someone that you genuinely admire. In other words, he needs to feel like your hero. I know this sounds kind of silly, you're an independent woman. You don't need a hero in your life. And I couldn't agree more. But here's the ironic truth. Men do still need to feel like a hero, because it's built into their DNA to seek out relationships that allow them to feel like a protector. Men have a thirst for admiration. They want to step up for the plate for the woman in their lives and provide for her and protect her. This is deeply rooted in male biology. When a guy feels like a hero to their woman, it unleashes his protective instincts and the noblest aspects of his masculinity. Most importantly, it will unleash his deepest feelings of love and attraction. And the kicker? A man won't fully commit to a woman when this thirst isn't satisfied. When it comes to a relationship, he needs to see himself as your provider and protector, as someone you genuinely want and need to have around, not as some sort of fling or friends with benefits. Now, I'd imagine that if you're currently dating him or casually seeing him, then you might already be triggering some of this instinct in him. After all, that is probably one of the reasons he is already attracted to you. There's actually a psychological term for what I'm talking about here. It's called the hero instinct. This term was coined by relationship psychologist James Bauer. Now, you can't trigger his hero instinct just by giving him admiration the next time you see him. Men don't like receiving participation awards just for showing up. Trust me. A man wants to feel like he has earned your admiration and respect. How? You don't need to engineer a scenario where he has to save kids from a burning house or a little old lady from getting hit by a car. He wants to be your hero, not an action hero. But there are phrases you can say, texts you can send, and little requests you can use to trigger his hero instinct. And because no man can resist a woman who makes him feel like a hero, it's worth learning a few of these emotional trigger points. If you want to learn more about this powerful technique from the man who invented it, then check out relationship expert James Bauer's free video in the description below. Top tip: if you can trigger this instinct successfully, it will drastically increase the odds that this man will fall in love with you and fully commit. In fact, it could be the missing ingredient to go from a fling to a committed relationship. When a man genuinely feels like your hero, he'll become more loving, attentive, and interested in being in a committed relationship with you. The hero instinct is the subconscious drive men have to gravitate toward people who make him feel like a hero, but it's amplified in his romantic relationships. Hack Spirit writer Pearl Nash discovered this for herself and in the process completely turned around a lifetime of romantic failure. I've also linked to her blog posts in the description below. Talking with Pearl about her experience is how I was introduced to the concept myself. Since then, I've written about it extensively on the Hack Spirit blog. Some ideas really are life-changing, and for romantic relationships, I think that this is one of them. That's why I recommend watching the free online video that I've linked to in the description below, where you can learn more about the hero instinct and how to trigger it in your guy.